This episode is brought to you by SeatGeek, and we have our own promo code. That is TBA Wrestling. That is TBA Wrestling for $20 off your first purchase. Go to SeatGeek now!
Welcome to Gunners Are Us, where we are positively Arsenal.
That we are.
We're back.
We're back. This has been... Do you know what? I must admit, I was just thinking about it this morning. This is my most exciting part of the week.
Yes.
I don't know why. I think getting to actually just have an hour to talk Arsenal, no interruptions, no nothing, and kind of get your head around it a little bit.
It's my general catch-up on all things Arsenal. Like, during the week, you know, when you're so busy and you're just doing bits, and then, like, when there's Premier League on at the weekend, obviously, you think about it, you're in group chats, you're talking about it. But it's been, like, a couple of weeks. Well, it's been a week and a half since we lost our Arsenal, pretty much. So, I mean, we're back, though. And I feel like the more international breaks we do, I feel like the more times we come on here and say, we're back! Football's back!
Yeah.
It's too regular now. I don't want to keep saying that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice when it comes back, but...
That's the thing, is I think with football generally, I think we love it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's the thing, and I think the fact that it's a constant is the really nice bit. So the multiple international break system they're doing now definitely doesn't help anyone. I mean, the good news is there's no other international until March.
Woo!
The even gooder news, if that is a word, is there's going to be football pretty much every single day now until March.
This is the bit. This is it. This running.
This is the bit that we assume happens every year, but we don't usually have 3 international breaks to navigate before we get to it. No. But we're very happy to have the international breaks done. We are now, 2 days away from the Premier League being back?
Yeah.
And then that's that roller coaster. It doesn't stop. The internationals have been kind to us, kinder than the last couple, but we have lost Trossard.
Yes.
And again, in the TikTok, we've got Kai coming in with the how you guys doing? And good morning, Joey and Scott from Ollie, Claire and Finley. Hey!
Hello.
How are you, Daddy Bear?
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys. We're good, and we are always on TikTok Live every single Wednesday at 10 a.m. GMT to coincide with Gunners Are Us, which you can get on iTunes and Spotify.
Which we're currently doing.
Yeah, and this, again, this is about episode 75-ish.
Wow.
So we've been going all of last year. We're starting this season. We've navigated so many international breaks. We've navigated summers.
We have.
Where nothing's happened.
Yeah.
There's been all sorts. Holidays, everything. So we're very happy to be here.
We've been in here when it's really hot outside and it's like a greenhouse in here. We've been here today when it's snowing outside. We're all here. We have no postseason.
It really is snowing at the minute. Gromit in the chat has said, who are Arsenal's next 3 league games?
Ooh.
I believe they are Nottingham Forest at home. I think we're away at West Ham. And then we're at home at Man United. I think that is the next 3.
They're not great.
I'm going to be honest. I put up a TikTok this week and it was the next 7 or 8 fixtures. But, so I'm just going to have a sip.
Yeah.
No snow in Yeovil, by the way.
Oh, really?
That's sad. Everyone seems to have got snow as well, so not you. Mad. The shout out, obviously, next UPW show is, I think it's the 6th. We'll be there.
Yeah.
What was I talking about? Did you see what happened there? I just shut down.
Wait, it was the next 3 games.
Yes, that was it. There's the next 7 games, other than the Man United game, which is the clear, it's clear in the sense that they're a bigger team. No offense to the other teams we're playing, but it's the hardest game in there. But we do have, I think it's like Fulham away. Yeah. I think we have Brighton away. So there's a couple at West Ham away. They're the 3 away games.
Yeah.
The home games are Man United, Forest, I think Ipswich, and Everton.
Oh, man. Yeah.
So that is the 7 games. Of those 7, what do you think we're going to get points-wise? Because if we just run through them, and if we can agree, we don't have to agree on it.
Oh, we're going on current form and stuff here, aren't we? Like how everything's shaking
up.
And
like the injuries, like Ben White's out now, Trossard's out, but the rest of the team are pretty much back. Forest at home. They're doing great guns. I'm going to have that down as a win.
I'm going to have to say win to be positive.
Yeah.
I'm going to start positive with a win, yeah.
We're away at West Ham. They're very poor at the minute, but tough place to go.
It's always a tough game.
I'm going to say that's a win.
Should be a win, yeah.
Man United at home.
Yep.
New manager. I think that could be a draw.
Draw's fair.
I don't know the order of the next ones, but I'm just going to say Fulham away. I think that's a draw.
Yeah, it's a draw. We struggle at Fulham anyway, but they're firing.
Ipswich at home. Win.
We should win that. Yeah.
Everton at home. Win.
We should win that.
And away at Brighton. I actually say win.
You reckon we get a cheeky win there?
Yeah, so I'd say we're dropping 4 points out of 21. So
if that's the case, that's ideal.
I think 17 out of 21 means we'll be either exactly where we are now, as far as behind the leaders, or we'll be slightly closer.
Yeah.
I think less than those points, I think we're dropping off again, because Liverpool and City, they're not going to drop that many points.
Are City going to continue to drop points?
If we could win all 7,
yeah,
I truly believe we'll be 3 or 4 points within the lead of the leaders by Christmas, and I think that's mad. Perry, I think it says don't forget about Forest away form.
Yes.
The thing is that when you look at all the games in like a vacuum, they're all hard. Man United with a new manager, hard. Brighton away, always hard. Forest, the way they're playing in a minute, away from home, really hard.
Yeah.
The only ones I'd say is Ipswich at home. I mean, they literally just won in North London this last week.
Yes.
Their first win. But I still think that's winnable. Everton at home, if it was at Goodison, I do think we'd have trouble.
Yeah.
At home, I'd say so. But I mean, at home this year, we've been pretty dire.
Yeah, it's been a weird season to go by like form and stuff because teams that aren't usually doing well are doing well. We're not quite in the right place at the minute. Yeah. But like we said, we're hoping this little run in, no international breaks. I know we haven't got a full team back, but it's close.
Yeah, it's extremely close. It's getting there. I mean, Calafior and Timber as the fullbacks. I think this first game, if we're having everyone fit, and it's not Trossard though, it's Martinelli.
Yeah.
I do think we win it. I do think people go, okay, we've not really had a clear set of fixtures. We've been going away in the Champions League to the French champions, the Italian champions, the European Europa Cup champions.
Yeah.
Away to all those teams. We've had away at Villa, Newcastle, City.
Yeah.
Tottenham. It's just...
It's been wild.
It's been mad. And in the games we've had Wolves at home, Leicester at home, and Southampton at home.
Yeah.
We've won all 3 of them.
Yeah. Which is
what
you'd hope for.
Albeit none of them were overly convincing.
No.
But I mean, early on in the season, you're still trying to get your stuff together.
As long as you get the points, it doesn't really matter how convincing it is.
And again, Brighton, we played really well at home. It's just we lost Rice, and then it became that draw. I do really like a question that just came through. It's from Redneck.
Was it about the pundits and...
Oh, I didn't see that one, but Redneck did just say, Gunners are us. Do you think we need a striker in January? But I do like the fact they refer to us as Gunners are us.
Gunners are us. That is
Which
us.
is the name.
That is we. We are him.
Yeah, and Perry said having Odegaard back is massive. Chelsea found that out. Exactly. Matt, we can't stress how important Odegaard is to the whole system.
It's scary.
And I mean, it shouldn't be that.
No. It shouldn't.
It shouldn't revolve around him that much. But it clearly does. I mean, the people that were some people were pro Odegaard out.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought he might stem our attacks and stuff.
Yeah.
I think we learned very quickly. He doesn't. We need him.
Yeah. Rick says Netflix FC. Does that mean we're constantly buffering at this point?
Yeah. Or what else could that mean? Drama. Oh, next episode. Next season. Oh, there's always next season.
There's always the next season, yeah.
Kai says, please do an in-depth on rivalry, hatred, bias from others. The Saka hate. The Saka's mad. I mean, the fact that the newspapers put out, I don't know if you've followed this, but the Kane stuff.
Yes.
About England over everything.
Yeah.
How he's disgusted by the pulling out and stuff. I'm just going to say this. Declan Rice has a broken toe.
Yep.
He shouldn't be playing at all, really.
No.
I don't know if he's going to play for us. I don't know what's going to happen. Saka pulled his groin and, I mean, went off when we were trying to win a big game against Chelsea.
Yep.
I don't think that's a fake injury to get out of England.
No.
And, I mean, if someone does deserve to have a week off, it's Saka. I mean, he's played through everything.
Well, he's been carrying Achilles tendonitis for a long time, so
but
he needs a rest.
The scary part about it all is that's Arsenal's withdrawals. Ramsdale randomly withdrawn. Cole Palmer withdrawn.
Yeah.
And he played the 90 minutes against Arsenal fine.
Yeah.
Foden, who played for Man City, pulled out.
Yeah.
There was another one. Stones pulled out. A couple others. There was a lot of pullouts, and I understand that. generally. The annoyance about it.
Maybe this is the England players' way of like solidifying the fact that we need international football done with.
Well, the annoying part is, for the last 18 months, if you've listened to this podcast, or any Arsenal fan, we've begged us to fake injuries and try and get out of it, because Declan Rice plays 90 minutes in every double friendly week.
Yeah.
Saka plays close to 180 minutes.
Yeah, which is nice, because Arsenal players are, in the
England team.
Performing for their country, full games, but it does cost us as a club.
It does, yeah. We this year alone, like, we completely derailed our season with Odegaard's injuries, and we've lost 5 people in the 3 international break.
Yeah.
So we've been begging for it. The problem is, a lot of people weren't injured.
Yeah.
Our guys actually were hurt enough to not go. The newspapers put out as Saka. Just Saka. They beelined on Saka. And again, this goes back to he always limps off, all this nonsense. The hatred for him is worrying and mad.
Well, people should be talking about him as the GOAT, not the scapegoat.
Very good. I honestly, I don't get it. I just don't get the hate for Saka generally. Like, why would, especially from British fans, why would you hate a generation talent? It's like hating Foden.
I don't.
Or hating Bellingham. He's one of the really crazy. Like, for example, we're Arsenal. We hate Spurs.
Yeah.
Harry Kane's generational.
Yeah, we understand.
He's completely unfit and waddling around now. But I mean, he's still potent.
Oh, well, you've always got to hold your hands up when someone is good, regardless of rivalries and hatreds and stuff like that. Like, Kane is amazing. But I mean, the Saka shade is odd. Like, he is. He does have games, obviously, where he doesn't set the world alight, but any good player through time does that.
Yeah.
Why does someone like Vinicius Jr. get so much love, but someone like Saka doesn't?
Yeah. Rick said Kane was an Arsenal fan, so he's just good. Very good. Kai also talked about... I'll just get to it. Sorry.
That ain't good. We've got a lot of good questions.
Where was the energy from Kane when he was injured in the Euros, but still playing and blocking others into the first team? Very true.
Yeah. That was a good opportunity to shake it up a little bit.
And I'll say this week's England games were the most fun I've had watching England in forever. And that only came about, like, I loved watching Madueke. I think he's a great player anyway.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to, if Saka was fit, he was going to play 10 minutes. If Grealish or Foden or these guys don't pull out, we don't see Gordon twice.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were all begging for Gordon in the Euros, weren't we?
Yeah.
We got to see Watkins for 85 minutes, or 80 minutes, I think, in the first game. We got to see so much more. I mean, I can't even remember his name. Roy Keane's son-in-law that came on, that plays for Southampton. Is it Hardwood something? I can't remember. He comes on. That guy is never coming on.
Yeah.
If Declan Rice is there.
Yeah.
And all these others. We had Angel, like, our midfield was like Bellingham, Gallagher. I can't remember the last guy in there. But we had people like him coming on. Angel Gomez coming on. I mean, it was so refreshing to see these players. And Rick has actually just said Rice is so bad this year. He's showing clear signs of exhaustion. He plays a lot of games.
He does.
And I thought in the Euros he had really good game, really bad game, really good, really bad. And that's unlike him. I'd say the one thing with him is he's always available and he's always consistent.
Yeah.
And he lost that consistency in the summer. And I think this season, obviously, he got sent off, which is very unlike him. Again, it was a stupid one, but...
We struggled to get momentum going this year so far.
Yeah, and I can't tell at the minute whether... There's one of a few things that could be happening. Is it the Euros and all these things, so like the players just haven't stopped?
Yeah.
And they're fatigued? Which doesn't make sense because obviously Liverpool don't seem that fatigued.
Yeah.
Is it the fixture list? Is it simply put, we've played 11 games in the Premier League, 4 in the Champions League, 2 in the Carabao. So that's 17 games.
Yeah.
Of those 17 games, 8 of them are away to world-class teams that you have to defend against.
Yeah.
And the rest are, awkward. We smash Preston. We smash, I think it was Bolton. Wolves. We scored 4 against Leicester. We beat Southampton last kick of the game. When you look at it that way, it's been so inconsistent just fixture-wise that I think in 7 weeks' time when we're doing this podcast, if we are saying, oof, Rice isn't right, or we only got 10 points from the possible 21, these kind of things, I think there's a problem with Arsenal. There's a problem with the team, the management, or whether it is fatigue, because we've talked about on this podcast, people like to talk about Man City Liverpool rivalry and how aggressive that rivalry is. It wasn't aggressive because basically Liverpool would challenge them and then they would come fourth.
Yeah.
Then they would challenge them, then they would come fourth.
They'd be shattered.
Then they won the league because they finally got it. Then they came fourth. Then they win. Then they come third. They challenge. Then they come third. It's really hard to sustain against a team that actively have cheated.
Yeah.
And have the biggest squad and the best players and the best manager. To compete with that every year, you saw it with Liverpool. They would completely drop off and come fourth. We've gone 2 years back to back, pushing them to the last day.
That's rare.
Which doesn't really happen 2 years running. So is this third year just the classic what Liverpool had to do, which was you fatigue. People can't mentally stay that tuned in. And then obviously once you have some silly reds, you have some injuries, you have a horrible fixture list to start the year, does it just completely derail it? And now it's, I mean, like if we get less than 15 points from the next 21, I think it is a matter of us all having to change our brains and being like, we can't get higher than third. So we just need to make sure we get top four.
Yeah.
We need to make sure we pick up a cup. Maybe we could push in the Champions League. I think we have to accept that. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that because, like I said, other than City, no one challenges every single year.
Yeah.
You have to drop off because it's too many games. I mean, when you're working in Champions League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, the Premier League, you're playing 60 plus games.
Yeah.
In the Premier League, City are dropping, they're drawing 3, losing 1.
Yeah.
You lose 2 in a row, which was totally normal in the title race years ago. That completely ends your season. So I don't know if you mentally and physically can keep that up year after year.
It's the mental state of the players as well. Like, you got to think, 2 years in a row. You said the Liverpool thing where they challenge, drop off, because you do need that time to regroup and go again.
Well, that mentally exhausts you to lose it as well.
Yes, twice.
That's why City win it and then go, oh, we'll go again.
Yeah.
Whereas if you could win it, you could then be like, all right, we could do that again.
Like, fair play to what Arsenal did last season, like trying to pull themselves around and go again for a second time in a row to try and push, and they pushed harder somehow. So it's perfectly natural and normal for them to drop off a little bit this year through exhaustion physically and mentally.
And it's tough as well because I thought this was coming last year. Because if you remember, by Christmas, we lost on New Year's Day to Fulham. And I think we'd lost 4 games at that point. We lost Villa, Newcastle, them, and there was one other. It might have been West Ham at home.
Yeah.
So we'd lost 4 games by January 1st. And we went to Dubai. And I remember the conversation around it was, this isn't what the Arsenal was last year.
Yeah.
We then returned with, what was it, 11, 12 games in a row wins?
Yeah.
All 5 to 7 goals in every game. It was... The season turned around. I think it's hard in hindsight because we knew we kind of lost it on the last day.
Yeah.
To realise we were 4th and really out of it in January.
Yeah.
But we just went on a purple patch, which I don't expect us to replicate. No. But, I mean, we've already lost, I think it's twice in the league already.
Yeah.
We need to keep above that. So, I mean, like I said, if we can get a couple draws and 5 wins by January, we're 2 losses, better than we were at this point last year.
Yeah.
And I don't expect us to beat everyone 6-0 for 3 months like we did this year, which was mad. But we could even slightly replicate it. I do think we'll be in with a shout. But I don't know. I think in the chat we just had one, it was like starting to sound like excuses from Sam. I get what you mean. And this is the conversation we had last week, which was the difference between excuses and explanation.
Yeah.
We're in a vacuum now of like, this is 2024 where it's trolls, it's bots, it's Twitter, it's Elon Musk, it's Donald Trump. That's where we're at. So no one can really have a real conversation anymore. And that's what I kind of wanted to bring to this podcast, which was, we kind of touched on it last week, which was excuse versus explanation.
Yeah.
Excuses are completely, essentially fabricated. What we need to do is look at it and go, for example, if a friend of mine is sports... For example, we've been on this podcast talking about Chelsea. We don't care for Chelsea, but we like potential. They've got potential. They just need to get it together.
You can see it even as an Arsenal fan. They have potential.
But I mean, I don't think in sport there's many excuses.
We've said this before, but take American sports for example, and even in Europe, that people don't use excuses a lot of the time. It's a lot of facts. Like sports is based on facts. Like it's results, it's
stats.
Even injuries, things like that. They're all legit reasons that could cost you a season. Yeah. When you watch American sports, a lot of the fan bases of the American teams and the commentators, like take your Dallas Cowboys for example, They've lost a ton of players.
They're
this
very
season.
bad, though.
They're very bad, but no one's using excuses. Everyone's just saying, yeah, they're not going to win the Super Bowl this season because
they don't have the players.
They've lost the key players.
Honestly, I don't think if they were fit, they would win it. But yeah,
but no one says
it's a real concept. Yeah, that's the thing I like is if City didn't win it this year and they said it was the court case, I wouldn't necessarily think that was an excuse. I'd say that's valid because I mean they're not
pressure.
Yeah, if you're playing every game knowing that you could be deducted or move into a different division, like if you look at Lyon this week, they went down to League Two in France for financial reasons. But I mean, Lacazette, Maitland-Niles, ex-Arsenal, they've gone from, I think Lacazette was top goal scorer, I think, in Liga. They're now just instantly dropped out. I mean, if you're playing in that in your brain, there's no way that's going to not affect your game.
Yeah.
And, for example, Rodri, we've seen it already, City in injury crisis. They got less injuries than most of the other teams.
Yeah.
And them losing Rodri, I really don't think is an excuse. Their whole team is based around him, like ours is with Odegaard.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's correct, but that's the fact. And I think that we'll kind of accept those things in time because you can have a season, like we said, everything that could go wrong for Arsenal this season has already gone wrong.
Yeah.
From the fixtures to the red cards to the injuries. But we're kind of still in it.
Yeah.
But I don't think... But underneath all of those things we just said, I also don't think there's something clearly wrong with the team.
Something's up.
It's unbalanced.
Yeah.
Because in American sports, they use a term which is next man up. And that's fine. Next man up works well for West Ham and Everton. You can get by and scrape not getting relegated or scrape 12th place.
Yeah.
To win the league in Man United's day, when they were winning it all the time, you could use next man up. You know, Fletcher would come in, just do a job. You know, if someone wasn't available, Park Ji-sung would come in and do a job, and you think, wow, this squad's good.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to start these players. It's like us. If, you know, last year we lost a forward for a while. Trossard played 9 games in a row, and it was around that time where we had the purple patch.
Yeah.
And Trossard did really well. That's next man up.
Yeah.
But next man up's so hard, unless you're City, when you're trying to compete for a title in this current day, because you can't afford to even drop a point.
You got to be perfect.
Yeah, if you're not perfect, then you're done. So it's really tough. Because if next man up is if Savio goes to Grealish, or Doku, or Foden, I think you can do next man up. But when your drop off is, you know, for us, Saka to Sterling, for example, or Saka to Nelson, that's normal. But it's still. I think that would have been absolutely fine to win a league.
Yeah.
In '98 or 2003, or maybe not 2004 when Chelsea just didn't concede goals.
Yeah.
But in most years. But now you've got to be so perfect. The next man up thing basically derails your season.
Yeah.
Because, for example, I think you need a little bit of luck and quality and all these things to go your way. I think last year was our year.
Yeah.
I really do believe that. And I think we just didn't win it. Because I think we had less injuries than most people.
Yeah.
We had that purple patch where it just went absolutely unreal. The Dubai trip was perfectly timed for how bad it was going at that time.
Yeah.
Some of the signings just worked out. Like we paid big money for Havertz and Rice, and people weren't sure about the Havertz one. People fell in love with Havertz. Everything that could have gone right it was just a perfect thing.
We started to believe.
And again, if you break it down, if you listen to this podcast or any Arsenal podcast or watch Arsenal, in January 3rd of this year, we'd all be sitting there going, it's a mess. We've ruined the team we created the year before, and we're not even going to come top 4.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, on the last day, we lose the season. We'd lost it the week before because we'd say we're never going to lose. But do you know what I mean? Like, it came down to the last day.
Yeah.
So it's hard to not forget that. But I also think that everything went our way. And the fact that we went on a streak of 10 weeks of 7 and 8 nils, and that's getting high every time I say it. It was probably like 4 or 5 nil.
It was unbelievable.
But the fact that we did that, I really think it was our year. And I think we missed the year.
Yeah.
And I think we're now just in a year where it's not our year. But we got to kind of accept that. And again, when we started this podcast, we didn't expect to ever be in a title race again.
No, just weirdly that when we've been doing this podcast, we have been.
We've been in title races. If you'd said to me 3 years ago that you're going to come top 4, but comfortably, let's say, and you might still challenge, I'd be like, I can't wait to watch that season.
Yeah.
It's only the last 2 seasons that make you kind of go...
We're getting a bit spoiled.
Yeah, we're kind of becoming spoiled and going, we need to win the league. It's like, against a corrupt giant, like a juggernaut, I say, it's so tough.
Did the exhaustion from the races come too early, though? Because, I mean, I know Arteta projected what was going to happen year by year. Mm-hmm. And that first year where we ended up pushing them when we
Sorry, good morning, Jason.
Hey, Jason. That year that we were pushing, but we didn't expect it at all. The first year, not last year.
The one we were playing great football. Jesus, Zinchenko, Ramsdale.
Yeah, and I feel that was a year too early, I think, like to get that going. So when it came to the second year in a row, like you said, with Liverpool having the 1 year on, 1 year off, we pushed without realising we were going to push the first year. Then we went again the second year when we were pretty much ready, but was the first year that we accidentally almost went for the title. Did that take it out of them when it came to, I think, what would have been the perfect year last season?
I think it's tough as well because that first year as well, if you remember, we were flying ahead of everyone and City were having a slight down year, but then we bottled the last part of the season.
Yeah.
And it came down to Saliba went out and the drop-off wasn't Saliba to what it would be now, which is Timber or Tomiyasu or something like that. It was straight down to Holding and we lost a couple of games we shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And we learned from that and went and got reinforcements in Timber and, Calafiori.
That's what I mean. That first year was just that little bit too early. We hadn't quite built the squad. The next man up wasn't there.
I was so impressed with the fact that they even came back from that because that would have hurt way more than last year. Last year was just a tight race. And like I said, we knew we were out of it in January. So to get back in was just kind of a bonus.
Yeah.
The first year to be 10 points clear at some point. It was just like, you knew you couldn't sustain it, but you were just like, please somehow sustain it.
It was like the ultimate underdog
season. It was really weird. It wasn't expected. And the weirdest part, since that year, we've got jankier every year, but also gotten better.
Yeah.
So it's harder to watch, but we win more.
Yeah.
It's like that year we went in Europe. The football was so nice.
Yeah.
Jesus was just... I'll always remember that Jesus.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? Like, it's just... Then we became the kind of gritty team, but we were still. But like last year, we scored more goals. But you wouldn't imagine it. But it was simply, again, like I said, I can't put into perspective how important that little run was.
Yeah.
But we're completely off topic of England.
We're trying to move on to this weekend, really.
Yeah, I think we're gonna move on to this weekend very quickly. I think it's. I can't even see what that name is. Is it JJ?
JD? Is it JD?
Score predictions. We're going to get to predictions in a second. We got Kai saying Liverpool capitalised in their year. We didn't. Needed a striker. Didn't capitalise.
Yeah.
That's pretty much spot on. And the annoying part is we haven't learned from it. Like, I think after the first year, I think the issue was we ran out of defenders.
Yeah.
So they went and bought defenders. But then they bought Rice and to solidify it and make it a real title challenging team.
Yeah. And
they went and got Kai Havertz. And at the time, I think we didn't question it, but we were a bit miffed by it because we didn't know where he played. In time, we learned he's just a very good football player that plays in our team. But we also knew that summer we needed a forward that was more potent than Jesus.
Yeah.
We didn't do it. It got to January. We didn't do it. Then it got to this summer and we were told, be prepared for some great signings. We just brought in Sterling and Calafiori, another defender. So it's a bit kind of confusing that each year, when you feel like you're a striker away from winning the league, you think, you miss it 1 year. You're like, we have to get it next year. To miss it for 2 years is mad. Because there's a thing of like, in January, for example, do we go get it? I think you only go spend big money on a forward in January if we're in the race big time.
Yeah, you got to finish off strong.
Because if not, it's probably best not to rush into anything and wait till the summer. But I don't have faith that in the summer they'll still buy a forward. Do you know what I mean? I don't really.
They seem to be avoiding it.
It's been a very it's been very confusing when you look at the balance of the team. We've got around 11 defenders, but we only got about 5 midfielders.
Yeah,
and we've got about 6 forwards.
Yeah,
that's not balanced. I mean, you should have probably 8 defenders.
Yeah,
probably about 7 midfielders, and you should have about 7 forwards or 6 forwards in a title-winning kind of team. It's just not balanced. And I mean, the forwards, Saka, Martinelli and Havertz is the one, but we know Havertz isn't an out and out. But the backups to all this is Jesus, who we're not sure exactly what he does anymore. Trossard, who is frustrating at the minute. And then Sterling, who we haven't seen what we wanted to see out of him yet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's not a team that should be challenging. I mean, when you look at Liverpool and it's Darwin's coming off the bench, you've got Gakpo coming off the bench, you've got Luis Diaz, Jota and Salah playing, that level of quality that's coming off the bench is what we're missing.
And that out-and-out goal scorer. Like we keep... I know that's like a broken record now that we talk about strikers, but you do need that world-class proven goal scorer at the front of every team.
Yeah. And it's been weird because there's been a lot of players, and I understand they don't want to run into something like we did with Aubameyang, where he was, by the way, probably the best forward of our Emirates era.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be left with a fat contract with a guy who doesn't fit the system.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of talk. I think there was a lot of talk that Arsenal met with Newcastle this past Monday gone. And a lot of people think it's the Isaac conversation. And that makes a lot of sense because he's avoiding signing his new contract.
Yeah.
He does fit our system. He wants to be in the Champions League. I think the three forwards in the world that we are looking at really are Gyökeres, Sesko and him.
Yeah.
I really love Sesko, but it's, again, a project. He's 20. He's not setting the world alight at the minute.
We're going to have to wait some seasons.
Yeah, if we've seen him in the Euros, he holds the ball up nice. He's almost like Havertz with a slightly stronger shot,
Yeah.
but not as intelligent. And you start to go, oh, for 70 plus million,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want that. Then Gyökeres is the other one. And the Gyökeres one I really am confused by because he's at Brighton, he doesn't play at all. He goes to Coventry, does decent. He goes to Lisbon, and now he's this is Haaland at Dortmund numbers he's doing. And he's done it against City with 3 goals. But the quality of his game that day was very poor.
Yeah.
I can't tell if his level is Coventry and the Portuguese league
Yeah.
or whether he just has figured it out. Because sometimes, for example, Aaron Ramsey, unbelievable player for Arsenal. Do you remember that year where he just figured out and scored like 15 goals?
Yeah.
And it never ended then. He knew he learned something and just figured it out. I don't know. But the problem I have with Gyökeres and Sesko is they work well. When you look at all of Gyökeres' goals, he's running in from 40 yards.
Yeah.
And he's running past the defender. He's running in and goal and he smashes it in. I could probably count on one hand the amount of times that's happened for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Space-wise.
We don't get in those positions.
In 2 years.
Yeah.
We don't get 40 yards to run into. The reality of Gyökeres at Arsenal is he'll be standing on the penalty spot like Havertz, having to drop in and look for the ball or wait for the cross.
Yeah.
And he's going to be working in a phone box.
Yeah.
That's going to be his room. And he's going to have to run channels. He's going to have to hold the ball up. He's going to have to bring Saka in.
You need those strong, multi-tooled players that can just figure it out in the moment.
And it's all about the finishing. And again, I think Isaac is the closest to Henry as far as finishing that I've seen in a long time. He's not Henry, but that kind of curling thing he's got. And his finishing is very good. But his also build-up play is really good. His close control is good. He's good with his head. He's good in a phone box.
Proven in the Premier League as well.
Proven. And to me, that is the player that takes us to another level. I think Gyökeres is a risk. I think Sesko's a project.
Yeah.
So for me, Isaac is the one. If they could get that done in January, I don't know when his deal's up. I don't know if it's this summer or the following January or whatever. If it's this summer, then obviously I would say, here's Jesus and 40 million.
Yeah.
Or 50 million.
Because
it gets us over the line, that.
Someone said in the chat, is Vlahovic off the table? Is that something we're still talking about, or is that like a
potentially
old news situation now?
He strikes me as someone who maybe is content.
Yeah.
I don't think going... Because again, you got a certain type of player that wants to move to England and then compete with that City team week on, week out. No easy games. And again, with Arsenal, with a manager who is going to run you into the ground at training.
And media that is going to scrutinise you at every step.
Yeah, so he strikes me as someone who's not necessarily up for that challenge. I think Sesko is.
Yeah.
But he's young. Kai says Vlahovic chose not to be with us. It's a defo no.
I like his style of play. He's a big, strong guy that just gets in about, figures it out.
But if you were in the market, they're not going to buy 2 of these 4 that we've just mentioned.
No.
If you have all of them available at 70 million, who are you buying? It's he changes us because the weirdest part of all this is Havertz can't be in the team. We need Havertz. Havertz plays very well, but Isaac would have to be in there as well.
Yeah.
But I wonder if Havertz becomes something else. Like again, we've seen him drop into midfield, but not necessarily with Odegaard. Would he become a left 8? Could him and Moreno kind of switch to left 8s? Could Havertz go into the right 8 and Odegaard goes to the left? Or, change things around in that capacity?
Yeah.
Either way, I think adding a world-class player like that is a benefit.
Yeah.
A huge benefit. For my liking by the end of next summer. I would love us to have Isaac and Eze.
Yeah.
And be down a Jesus and a Sterling. I would probably keep Jesus, but like Trossard and Sterling for Eze and Isaac.
I'd take that.
I think that'd be huge.
Yeah.
I don't think Sterling's staying in any capacity.
No.
Because I think if Newcastle got rid of Isaac to us, them getting Gyökeres would be a really good deal.
Yeah.
Because they do have some room to run into.
Yeah.
And I think he would flourish there. And we know that he's not going to Man United because Almiron has said he is not bringing any Sporting players with him to Man United.
Okay.
He said he's not going to do that to Sporting.
Doesn't want to diminish them.
Which is absolutely fair. And it's actually refreshing to hear, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, we don't hear that often.
Loyalty.
They usually nick every player they've ever managed.
Ten Hag.
Ten Hag did it. He took them all except the one really good one in Timber. Something we did do, and I can't remember if it's in my notepad.
Yeah.
Because we've got Prediction League obviously coming up.
Yep.
I've got Simon's predictions in here already.
Nice.
But we predicted some kind of league, I think, at some point.
What, by a certain point in the year?
Yeah, I believe so. So we did predictions here.
Yeah.
This is for the end of the season, but I just want to refresh us.
Yeah.
Because it'd be interesting where our heads were at and how wrong we might have been.
Okay.
At the start of the year, we did predictions, and again, we're 11 games in. The internationals are over. I predicted Man City top, Arsenal second, Liverpool third, Man United fourth, Spurs, Chelsea.
Nice.
The big issue, I don't think that's necessarily bad. I would definitely have Chelsea above Man United now.
Yeah.
They're going down. I had Leicester Saints, but then I had Forest.
Wow.
That I couldn't be more wrong on that one. Joe had Arsenal top, Liverpool second, City third, which is very interesting. That we all kind of went hard on Liverpool.
Yeah.
Which, in hindsight, feels like no one was, but it should be now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And then he went Newcastle fourth, which isn't a bad shout. Yeah. Chelsea fifth, Villa sixth. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
And then going down, Ipswich, Saints, and Leicester.
Yeah.
But you might not be wrong.
Yeah. I could be quite close on all that.
Yeah, it's not wrong at all. I went Golden Boot Salah, which is looking fine.
Yeah.
Golden Glove Raya, not looking so fine.
Yeah.
First sacking, I said Cooper. Have we had a sacking? We have, yeah, Ten Hag.
Oh, wow,
Ten Hag was the first. You said Golden Boot Palmer.
Okay.
Which is not a bad one. Golden Glove Raya. First sack, Ten Hag.
Hey!
You got it.
I nailed it. We were kind of waiting for that, though, weren't we?
Transfer. You said Rodrigo to Arsenal was the big one.
Yeah.
And I said Tony to Arsenal. It was actually just Sterling on loan. The other ones we've got, like Champions League, we went Madrid and PSG. Carabao Cup, Arsenal and Man City. Joe, you can't win that now. FA Cup, Liverpool and Liverpool.
Okay.
Again, that hasn't started for
So we had Liverpool quite strong, it seems.
We really felt good about Liverpool, which, again, maybe everyone did. But I feel like I feel like they've been a bit of a dark horse already.
Yeah, I think people were questioning the Klopp to Slot transition.
Yeah, I know we all talked about how easy their fixtures were. And again, the first second was low-hanging fruit. Yeah, it was from Jason. But I didn't get it.
I went for the easy.
So we're going to move into the Prediction League now. This is the bit where we predict every single game for this weekend.
Let's do it.
Simon's predictions there.
Football's back!
Football's back, and I can tell you at the last of this international break, I've drawn a line under it. Last place is Joe with 46 after getting 4 last time.
Okay.
I got 4 also, which put me to 49. Simon only got 3 and he went to 52. So we've been beating Simon regularly the last few weeks. So we're gaining back that room.
We're getting there.
It's 6 points difference between top and bottom.
Long way to go.
I'm 3 points behind Simon. You're 3 points behind me. So it's very nicely balanced. Going into this, because this is going to get quick because I'm going to have to keep my head on a swivel.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be double game weeks and I'm going to forget. Because I think, for example, we have, when you talk about fixtures, Forest home.
Yeah.
Then we've got Sporting Lisbon away in a week, next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that might be before next week's. I think it's on a Wednesday, so I think this podcast will be the day of Sporting Lisbon.
We haven't had a Tuesday night for a while, though, have we?
No, it's been weird. Then the weekend we have West Ham away. Then midweek we have Man United in the league.
Yay.
On a Wednesday night, I think.
Ooh.
Then I think it's away at Fulham, and then midweek is a Champions League. Then there's the weekend is a Premier League. Then the weekend is midweek is Carabao Cup quarterfinal. Then it's Premier League. Then it's Premier League every 3 days.
We're going hot and heavy into Christmas here.
So I need to keep an eye on how many games we're checking. But the first one up this week is a classic weekend of midday, 5:30,
Nice.
3 o'clockers, and then the 2 on a Sunday, or the 2 televised games on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So starting with Leicester-Chelsea.
12:30 game.
12:30. Simon has gone Chelsea.
Ooh.
I tell you what, Leicester, I've been more impressed. I have Cooper being sacked first. I've been more impressed with Leicester than I thought I was going to be this season.
Yeah.
They're better than I thought. I don't know if they're good enough to stay up in any capacity.
No.
But at home, I remember, I think was it Spurs they drew at home?
Yeah.
I remember watching that game and Spurs went 1 up, and I remember thinking, they've got nothing.
Vardy,
But then Vardy scored.
shotgun to Red Bull, came on and banged it goal.
Yeah. And then they kind of grew and the crowd went, and I thought, God, if they can get that atmosphere going,
Yeah.
and a couple moments in the game, they can be problematic, but this screams Madueke hat-trick or something, doesn't it?
Got him in my team.
I mean, I need to have wild card. I'm going to go Chelsea as well. I know that seems a little bit on the button, but
I'm going to go draw.
okay.
Yeah, I feel like I've got points to gain here. And if I'm going with my gut, I'm going to have to make some moves here,
Yeah.
Not saying I'm going to bet the same, bet responsibly, but I'm gonna try and gain some points.
Okay.
I think.
Next one is Arsenal Forest.
Nice.
So we're going to stop on this one for a minute.
Okay.
Talk a little bit more Arsenal with this game. Simon's gone Arsenal. We're all going Arsenal, aren't we?
Yeah.
We always go Arsenal, guys.
stay
If
positive,
this is the first time listening, we go Arsenal every week, even if we don't think it's going to happen.
2-1 probably.
It's an interesting one because Forest are in such good form. The team I would expect is Raya. Calafiori looks like he's going to be fit. So him and Timber on the sides. Saliba and Gabriel. The midfield is a really interesting moment. I think Odegaard is definitely going to play.
Yeah.
Which is one big start. I think he might rest Rice.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because that toe, the extra days, he's obviously had 2 weeks, not 2 weeks off, but by the time that game happens, that'll be 13 days he's had off. With a broken toe, they don't heal very well.
No. And the training in between as well. Like he's got a...
Yeah, I don't know if maybe you leave him until the weekend after against West Ham away.
Yeah.
Ironically, into the Man United week. But I would go with Partey at 6. And then Moreno and Odegaard. This is in the Chelsea game. We looked so slick once Odegaard and Moreno were paired up in the middle, and it was the closest thing, like I said last week, to seeing Xhaka back.
Yeah.
Moreno looked so much more comfortable with Odegaard passing him, and then we're doing that sweeping movement. Yeah. And this is massively going to change Martinelli's game. I think we saw the change in Martinelli when Calafiori came in, but Calafiori's been injured, and he hasn't really had a left 8 that's kind of supplied Martinelli. So Calafiori being in the team and Moreno with Odegaard, I think you might see a lot more out of Martinelli because, I mean, everyone's doubling up on Saka, but no one's doubling up on Martinelli.
Got free reign over there.
And then I think it'd be Havertz, Martinelli and Saka up front.
Yep.
But I wouldn't mind that team.
Partey's been in form this season, so
he's been in very good form. He's played every game, really. I'm very happy for him to play 6 if Rice isn't available.
Yeah.
If Rice is available, the problem is I think you end up seeing Partey at right back or something, and I almost want it to be Rice or Partey.
Yeah.
Because I think going forward, as well as Partey's probably been our best midfielder this year, Rice, Moreno and Odegaard midfield is probably the forward.
Yeah.
That's where we're going towards.
Yeah.
But that's the team I'd see.
I like that.
Some of the other news, Edu left. We talked about Rosicky potentially becoming the new sporting director. I think this week, completely just blanked on his name. The PSG sporting director who was at Monaco and Lille.
Yep.
He signed the likes of Bernardo Silva, Mbappe. There's loads of really good players he signed for Monaco when early doors.
Yeah.
He also spotlighted Rafael Leao at Lille, Pepe at Lille, and a couple others. PSG's done a little less finding those, I guess he found Barcola and guys like that, but he seems like he's got an eye for talent, and he's also a vet of the game, and that's what I'm kind of very leaning towards.
Yeah.
Is losing Edu for someone like that might feel wrong.
Yeah.
But it very much, and I'll credit James McNicholas of Gunner's blog for this. Going from Edu to the PSG guy potentially might be the Ramsdale to Rare thing.
Yeah.
It might feel a bit wrong, but it might actually end up being a very good decision.
Edu helped to build the foundation of where we're at now, and I'm sure on the way out they're so scrupulous about what they do. Arteta and Edu, I imagine he would have wanted to line up someone very good to come in and replace him.
Photography by Jason said, "Imagine Wenger came back. That would be great.
That'd be amazing.
Things like that I'd love to see. David Dean and Wenger doing it would be fantastic. But I don't know if just the time, like the world's passed us by in that kind of sense. Like maybe we do need some guy that just knows how to get on someone on a phone call.
Yeah.
Because I mean, realistically, who's going to convince them to join the club? It's going to be Arteta.
Yeah.
We just need a guy who's going to get the money part done.
Yeah.
So, when we talk about every player that's signed for us, they'll go, "Oh, Arteta convinced me."
Yeah.
So, I don't know, but Edu was definitely a rookie, and we've been linked with like Sociedad's guy, PSG's guy.
Yeah.
I'm very happy if it is going to be someone who's a vet of the game and can kind of get those big deals done. Because I mean, there's no way that Edu being a rookie is affected the fact that we haven't brought in a big forward or a big signing outside of Rice and Havertz.
We need to put the polish on top now. Move forward.
Yeah, and I mean, when we're talking, Calafiori one was a very impressive one because a lot of teams were wanting him.
Yeah.
But it seemed very much like he wanted us.
Yeah.
So that's an easier deal to get done. The Rice one was very impressive, but again, he's credited Arteta to kind of tell him what he wanted out of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Time will tell, but I don't know if they're as important as we think they are, football directors.
Yeah.
Again, time will tell on that. But as far as Arsenal's game, I mean, looking forward to it. It's a 3 o'clocker. Pressure's off. No TV. I want us to just get on and get a win.
Yep.
That's what this needs. It needs a no fuss, no dramas win.
Big home game
win. 2-0. Just that's all it needs. Just something to go, okay, we're back. There it is.
On a crisp Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, that's what we need. The next game is Villa versus Palace.
Woo.
Simon's gone Villa.
Okay.
Palace are not in good form at all.
Two teams we expected a lot more out of this season, Palace and Everton, haven't quite figured it out. They haven't kept that ball rolling.
Yeah. They look, for me with Palace, they just look unbalanced.
Yeah.
They lost Elise. They didn't really cover for that. They brought in a centre forward. They already had Mateta. They're trying to make that work as a 4-4-2 now. It doesn't look right. They lost Anderson. It's a bit of to lose Anderson and Elise and bring in Eddie Nketiah. That doesn't scream balance to me. But I'm going to go Villa. I think Villa are actually a very solid side.
They've become a very strong team in the last.
Yeah, and they do have a little, very Emery-like. We'll lose 4-0 randomly.
Yeah,
but I don't think this is the one.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go Villa as well. I think Villa are too strong. Palace haven't figured it out. I could be wrong. I mean, the weekend's footballs this season so far have been quite unpredictable, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah,
that's what I want, the next... Between now and Christmas, with there's 6-7 games, I want that little bit of familiarity and learn a bit more. Like, that table's going to tell us a lot more about the real... by Christmas, will Forest be in the top 4 or 5?
Yeah.
Will Wolves be in the bottom 3? Yeah. All of a sudden, do we get to Christmas and City are top and the 3 promoted teams are bottom? And it's kind of, it just needed time to filter into where everyone was supposed to be.
We need a solid amount of time for it all to shake out and we can actually see what's going on.
Yeah. The next game is Bournemouth-Brighton. 2 very good teams.
Yeah.
I love this thing from Ben. Costo Pantilimon was the most underrated keeper to ever grace the Premier League. I love that. I would put him up with the UC Jaskalainen, to be honest. But Bournemouth obviously beaten Arsenal and City at their ground.
Yep.
They went away to Villa and drew.
Yep.
They're
strong.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go Bournemouth. Simon's going to draw.
That's a good shout.
Brighton do look good.
They
just beat City.
Yeah, I'm so undecided on who's going to win this. So in order for me to maybe gain some points, I'm going to go Brighton. See how that one goes.
The next one is Everton-Brentford.
Okay.
Brentford, they lost that Fulham game where they scored and then just defended for their lives for 90 minutes, which Thomas Frank said was the opposite of what he ever wanted out of his team. And then the week after, they won 4-3.
Yeah.
Which is what he wanted out of his team.
Yeah.
Everton are very weird. They need to move on from Sean Dyche. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
I think Sean Dyche, they're going into a new stadium. They want to push. They want to progress. Sean Dyche will get them 15th every year.
Yeah.
And you'll go, I don't understand the football. We just made it over the line, but we're in the Premier League.
Yeah.
That's what you get from him. So it's a risk to get away from him.
Yeah.
But I think they need to go get a manager. I don't know who.
I don't know who's available.
But someone of the ilk of like a Thomas Frank, that kind of level.
Yeah.
Get a little bit more interesting with it. Change the football style. They've got some quality players there.
Yeah. Got a strong foundation to build on. They need to
a great
progress.
team, a great fan base. It's a really tough one, but I do think they're kind of stuck in the mud here with Sean Dyche, and I think they're just going to go around in circles. I'm going to go Brentford. I think the Wissa and Buemo partnership is just too good, and I think you could see some booing at Goodison Park this weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to go draw.
Okay.
I'm going to go draw for that one. I can't decide who's going to best each other. It could be a high scoring draw.
The next one is Fulham versus Wolves. Simon's gone Fulham. I'm going Fulham. I every week I bang the drum of I think Wolves are a lot better than people realise. And they're finally out of the fixtures where they were unwinnable, their first 10, really.
Yeah.
They won one once they got out of it. So we expected that. Then they get thrown back into a Fulham away, which is not ideal. Again, every game is tough this year, pretty much. But, I mean, I just think Fulham are too good.
Yeah.
I really like Fulham.
I don't like going against Wolves because I like what they do. But I'm going to have to go Fulham as well. I think Fulham are too strong. Is Gary O'Neill on the chopping block here?
Yeah,
he is.
He was, but I think they understood the fixtures, and then he won right before the international.
Yeah.
So you do kind of think maybe he gave himself some grace there.
Yeah.
But I think this is the type of game he has to go now get results, because as good as Fulham are, it doesn't get much easier than this. As in, maybe home to Ipswich is the easy one they're waiting for.
Yeah.
But there's only one of them a year.
Yeah, it's still going to be a battle.
You still got to pick up points at Fulham, and you got to pick up points at Brighton, because otherwise you start saying the whole fixture list is impossible. But everyone has to play the same teams, so they have to start getting points here.
Yeah.
The next game is City versus Spurs. This is a really interesting one. It's the 5:30 game.
Okay.
Simon's gone City. City have lost 4 games in a row in all comps.
Yeah.
They've lost 2 in the Premier League in a row.
What's the opposite of a purple patch?
Trash. I don't know, but a losing streak. They're in something, and the Rodri missing, people didn't realise how. We did know how important it was, because if you look at the history of City the last 3-4 years, when he didn't, the only times they lost was when Rodri wasn't playing. AFC for life is in the chat, says yo, hello.
Is that Tom?
Yes. But Spurs have weirdly been a huge bogey team to City.
Yeah.
This is the team that City can't seem to get around. The only time they did was at the end of last year when we needed Spurs to win.
Yeah.
Which I'll never forget. But this is at City. I think Spurs, if you've watched City, the one thing they've struggled at is counter-attack.
Yeah.
Especially in the Champions League. With Son, Kulusevski,
Yeah.
Brennan Johnson at a minute. I think they're going to be opened up. I think this could be a high-score game.
Yeah.
I don't know which way it will go. I'm going to go draw just because I don't know.
Yeah, Spurs need to come out swinging here and just get something done.
I'd say this, Ange is going to be on the chopping block if they're not careful.
Yeah.
Photography by Jason said this is where they pick it up. They can't lose another.
Yeah.
This is a must-win for City, because you lose this, all of a sudden they're going to the Champions League. Then they're back next week away from home.
Yeah.
And you start to go, you have to win one of these.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's really hard once you kind of get into one of those funks to get back out. This is by no means an easy game for them. Home to Spurs for anyone is not easy. AFC for Life says 2-1 to Arsenal for the Forest game.
Heck yeah. Well, that's what's going to happen.
But what do you think, Joe? City Spurs?
I'm leaning towards a draw, but I think... stick me in a draw. I was going to take a little chance there and line up with Simon on the City win, but I'm going to go draw.
Okay. The next game is Saints Liverpool. Liverpool extremely in form. Obviously, their fixture list just continues to please.
Yeah.
I think as an Arsenal fan, going anywhere on the South Coast is horrific.
Yeah.
I don't think this works for Liverpool. Liverpool are absolutely fine down on the South Coast. Simon's gone Liverpool. I'm going to go Liverpool. I don't see this changing. The problem with Liverpool is they have that pressure. They build that pressure.
Yeah.
And it boils over. And Saints are not dealing well with consistent pressure in any game from any team.
They're going to be outworked.
I think that's going to be too much for them, yeah. Man United went to Saints and won 3-0.
Yeah, I'm going Liverpool. Liverpool too strong. Saints aren't going to be able to hold out.
I always say as well with these the teams that come up, you almost need that one player. It sounds ridiculous that as the neutral, when you watch it, you go, yeah, but if they get it.
Yeah.
And for example, Adama Traore, he's another one that the PSG guys picked out when he was at Lille.
Yeah.
That kind of player. Like if Saints had Adama Traore,
yeah,
at any point in the game, you're like, well, if it gets loose, he's going to run it to the other end and score.
Yeah.
It sounds ridiculous. Zaha was the king of this when he was at Palace.
You need those players.
For Brentford, it's Whistler and Mbeumo. It's, Brighton, it's Matoma, it's Welbeck. It's every team has to have these players that, even if you don't rate the team, you're like, they could cause an upset because of that one player or those two players. With Saints, with Leicester, we keep going, Vardy might pull them out. With Ipswich, Sammy Smodics is a great signing. Delap is a really good forward.
Yeah.
With Saints, I really don't see the player. Dibbling is a player I very much like.
Yeah.
But you can't expect that from essentially a child.
It's a lot.
But yeah, that's my issue with Saints. I don't know what they have. They're for me, they've shown glimpses, but they just that team that I think they will go down.
They could have done with snapping up Eddie, to be fair.
Yeah, and again, I think they tried. I don't know if Eddie just didn't want to get relegated.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, Ramsdale's mad for going. But Ipswich versus Man United is next. This is with the first match with Almiron as the Man United manager.
Nice.
You'd assume new manager bounce. Did they already have it with Van Nistelrooy because they had that patch? I mean, if you're coming into your first game, this isn't actually that ideal.
It's not ideal. Ipswich coming off a big win.
Big atmosphere on a Sunday. I don't know. It seems like a problem.
Yeah.
But I just can't get over new manager bounce. I'm just going to risk it and say Ipswich.
Woo!
Because if they get an atmosphere going, and also you take away new manager bounce because I think Van Nistelrooy might have taken it.
Yeah.
He has to implement his style now.
Yeah.
And to do that takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, and that team needs a bit of time. They need to work on it.
Yeah, so I really don't know, but
I'm going to go Man United.
I think that's smart.
I was kind of leaning towards Man United anyway, but the fact that Simon took a draw and you took Ipswich, I feel like there's a chance for me to get some points there.
Hoyland brace, that's my guess. And the last game is Newcastle-West Ham. Okay. Simon's gone West Ham.
Wow!
So I'm going to quickly take the Newcastle spot.
Nice, well done.
Because Newcastle are good.
Yeah, strong team.
Yeah. In the chat, AFC for Life says Goalfest 3-2 to Man United against Ipswich.
Yeah, could be.
Newcastle West Ham are really bad. The annoying thing for me is I need West Ham to not lose this because I really think they're going to sack their manager.
Yeah.
And their first, David Moyes is going to end up coming back, and David Moyes is going to lead them to beat us.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah, we do need them to keep hold of.
Because they're after West Ham, they have Newcastle away and then Arsenal at home. It's not nice.
No.
But I do think if they were going to sack him, they would have sacked him during the internationals.
Yeah. Get ahead of this.
But I have a terrifying feeling they're going to lose this. Sack him on Monday. Moyes will be announced Friday night.
Yeah. And
then we're going to get the wrath of West Ham being excited about Moyes being back or something. So I could do West Ham just drawing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't see it. I think Newcastle are really good.
I'm signed towards Newcastle. But you know what? Because none of us have done it, I'm going to try and be positively and go draw.
Okay.
Because I want, like you said, I want to keep the manager in. Make sure we don't get that bounce. And the last thing we need is Moyes and West Ham.
Yeah, and I don't know if Moyes is going back. I think Moyes might end up at Everton, to be honest, which I would love to see. But Lopetegui has not been good. I mean, I don't know if anyone saw it, but they put their 2024-25 season picture up of the players.
Yeah.
And they blurred out Fulkrug because it's not him in the picture. It's like a stand-in. I don't know how injured he's got to be to not even be at the photo, but I mean, they had some guy in a West Ham kit and they just slightly blurred his face so you couldn't tell it was him.
Amazing.
And they did it from far enough away. And there's even a behind the scenes of them doing the thing, and every time it shows that guy, he's slightly blurred. So you can't. It's really
been done before. That feels new to me.
It's such a West Ham are in such a weird spot.
It is a weird spot. I had a conversation with someone at work this week. They're a big West Ham fan about what they think, and he wanted Moyes back. So
the fans
booted him out. Like, the fans didn't want Moyes.
Well, I don't... Yeah, he brought them their first trophy in like 50 years. Their only European trophy. His only trophy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was they wanted him out as much as it just maybe he couldn't go any further.
Yeah.
So they tried, and I think they were being this naive. They went, we'll get Lopetegui, who's a old school foreign manager, and that'll take us to Europe. That's what I think they thought.
Yeah.
Because they got the quality. Jared Bowen, you know.
They got Super 11.
Yes, Somerville, Alvarez, it's some really good player. Paqueta, Kudos.
It's a good side.
It's a really good side, and I think they thought we're better than Moyes, and I think that was a massive mistake. They're not better than Moyes. Moyes is a world-class manager. And I think
they're
the
most shaded manager in Premier League history.
Potentially. I mean, to keep a job and to keep the steadiness that he does is huge. Victoria Cordia Crescent in the chat says hello. Good evening. Good morning. I think West Ham got ahead of themselves and they jumped the shark a little bit, I think, on the managers. I don't know what they do next, but they're obviously trying to stick with it because, like I said, the last international would have been, with their form, easy for them to just end it there.
Yeah.
Because we thought he was going to get sacked if they lost to Man United, and they ended up winning against Man United. So it's tough, but I think West Ham are in such a weird position. They've spent so much money. The Rice money they spent. And I don't think they're better for it.
No.
So, time will tell. We got them next week, I believe.
Yep.
Last time we played them, we won 6-0.
Yeah.
But they also beat us at home. So,
this is it. This little run in now. Internationals behind us.
Yeah.
This is the most important part of our season. This is our run into Christmas and beyond. Let's get to March.
We got David Coote in the chat as well. He says, I say let me ref the games and I'll get you the teams to win. It wasn't actually David Coote, it was Ash Price, but I mean...
I was going to say, we don't want to be part of some sort of...
conspiracy.
Yeah.
It's not a conspiracy, it's videos. But that guy's gone. We talked about it all last week.
Yeah, he did a coup.
He did a coup. It got worse after our podcast as well. But they're all corrupt. They're all rubbish. Anyway, good night. No, I'm kidding. I'm not even going to talk about refs this week.
The officials have got cooties.
Cooties. That's very good. I thought it was really good against Chelsea when... Who was the ref? It was the City ref, wasn't it?
Yep. Yeah, it was. Michael Oliver.
The crowd were naming him.
I know.
And he looked genuinely terrified about it. Because it was like as if they think, oh, it's just an online troll thing.
Yeah.
Probably, I'm sure they read their Facebooks or God knows what they've got, probably Blue Sky. And to hear them not say the referees are, it was like Michael Oliver's essentially corrupt. And they were just chanting it loudly.
Yeah. You
could see he was like, oh my God, that's not good.
It's getting bigger.
They're naming me. They're supposed to be nameless. I mean, they make it about themselves every single week. But I did like that.
They wanted this.
They did. But hey, time will tell. This time next week, we'll be back with the podcast Gunners R Us on iTunes and Spotify and TikTok live at 10 a.m. GMT. Just follow Gunners R Us Pod. We also do duets on this TikTok with Simon Miller on the Simon Miller podcast. He's on Simon Miller 316 on TikTok and every social media platform. We talk wrestling, so check that podcast out. We're also on the Peppercorn Boys, and we are Peppercorn Sports Cards on Whatnot. We are selling trading cards every single Tuesday night at 8:30. I know we're giving you a lot of things to think about there.
Yeah. In the space of 24 hours, we do general chit-chat on one podcast, the Peppercorn Boys.
Straight into a 4-hour stream.
Straight into a 4-hour stream where we sell trading cards.
Then we do a TikTok live talking Arsenal on a podcast.
Yeah, and then we go straight into wrestling as well in 24 hours.
We go to the post office, then we do some wrestling.
Imagine what we could do with all the time in the world.
We could do a lot. But we'll be back next week. We'll be getting ready for Sporting away, and we'll be getting close eyes on Bucharest. But for now, let's just enjoy Forest and let's get back to winning ways.
Football's back.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.